What is up, everybody? It's your boy Verdi here, and thank you so much for stopping by. Today we have a phenomenal Global Labs patch. I want to take you all through it. I want to discuss with you and also have a little bit of a pleasure moment for myself, which you will see probably slightly along the end of the video. Now, with that being said, ladies and gents, we have a lot to talk about. Woke up early today just to be able to deliver this one to you, and I hope I earn your subscription by the end of this video. So let's go into this because it's very, very important. Starting off with something that was a little bit unexpected to come this early, but at the same time, pretty much the highlight of this entire Global Labs patch. So let's go into it. I would like to read to you what our developers shared with you in terms of the character, or rather the class balances that they do plan for this game. So let's start with this. Since the release of Dehkia's Lantern content in Ulukite Hunting Ground, which are the most difficult hunting ground spots, more adventurers are paying attention to Woosa Legends. This is apparently Awakening Woosa or Woosa Succession, which has performed well in existing hunting grounds. This could actually be confirmed in the hunting ground use ratio data for each character. That is very true. Succession Woosa dominates the entirety of the grinding, especially in Korea, and it's something that has been addressed recently. She's been pushed back a little bit. She wasn't stomped instantaneously, which I very much like, but since then, several balance adjustments have been made to improve PvE efficiency between characters. Nevertheless, there were still many adventurers who choose the Woosa Succession, which has most of the important elements in PvE, such as stability, damage, and ease of operation. Or in other words, she has the iframe, she has the damage, she has all the utility needed. In relation to this, we are aware that more specific and clear adjustments are needed and are working on them. And we would like to take this opportunity to explain the direction to adventurers. Rather than lowering the hunting efficiency for Woosa Awakening, or whatever the legend means really, to match other characters, we are increasing the stability of the various classes that adventurers love, or setting higher damage while maintaining low stability so that it matches the personality of each class. We would like to adjust the balance by considering the method first. We are all reading all of the valuable opinions sent by adventurers throughout the official website, and we will be using your opinions as a reference for future balance adjustments. We will do our best to help adventurers have more fun hunting, and we will quickly inform you of the results through the Black Desert Research Institute. We ask you for your continued interest and opinions. Now, that's very good. I really like that. Why do I really like that? Because I made a Dehkia video. I spoke about how Dehkia is just horrendous in terms of pretty much my experience from a Mystic perspective, how good it was from my experience as a LAN, and in general how polarizing Dehkia in its entirety was. I don't want to get too much into that video. Go watch that video. I was put a little bit onto kind of through the ringer. Apparently my opinion was taken as a very bad take and a very hot one for whatever reason. So let's talk about the next big thing. Now, the next big thing, something that we didn't expect out of nowhere, was the Magnus skills for Woosa and Maegu. Like, we didn't expect these to come at all. We thought that they're kind of forgotten, or they didn't think about ever putting these out because the classes don't necessarily need them. But let's check what's happening, because it seems like these abilities are kind of underwhelming. So let's look at first the Woosa one. So it's the Abyssal Legacy skill. It has been basically the Magnus quest chain. You have to have defeated that, finish the entire story, whatever it was, in order for you to unlock this skill. And it's a very, very weak skill, but I am not entirely sure what its purpose is. There's a lot of text happening over here and to the bottom side of it. So far, the damage of it is pretty much negligible. It's slightly pathetic. Perhaps it will spawn a cloud, although I do not see the cloud over here. I do see a little bit, but that's, I think, just the animation of the ability. I am unsure what this ability will do in its entirety. Usually, when it's something like this, basically 100% crit rate, with barely any damage, it's kind of debuffing, or it has a lot of purpose post that. So I do not wish to put this entire ability just from the get-go without understanding it into, yeah, it sucks. Moving on to Maegu, my main. The Maegu class is kind of weird in terms of what exactly will this ability do. So the ability's damage is definitely higher. I do see that there is something after, I think this is like maximum 3 hits of this. So I think this is tied to the pedal or something like that. But 100% crit rate, 10% accuracy, it's doing something over here This is obviously a super armor or an iframe down below, and it could have a CC tied into it, something along these lines. Unfortunately, I have no idea how to translate from this particular picture. Moving on to the next segment, and it's something very, very important, that being elixirs. Right now, the party elixirs are in complete shambles. Ever since the update of the elixirs prices, something happened. I'm not a life skiller myself. I do not know how these elixirs are made. I kind of just purchased them. But ever since the update, it seems like the party versions of these elixirs were incredibly more sought after. But if you were trying to convert from regular elixirs to the party, it would net actually into a loss. So I think this change over here might adjust how much of that loss is responsible for the lack of those elixirs being put onto the market. It's a very good thing. It's actually a good list, and it's not just elixirs, it's a lot of these things. You can see afterwards the prices for Perfume of Courage, the Elixir of Frenzy, the Strong Well Tender Restoration Potion. You get the idea. They are understanding that some things need a price increase, especially the Perfume of Courage over here on top. It's very good. We have a lot of price increases from the regular stuff. Nonetheless, a lot of adjustments here and there. Very good, and I'm very excited for that. Which leads us to the prize jewel, to the crown itself, to the very moment which I wanted to discuss with you. But first, I would like to read developer's notes. Adjustments have been made to Dehkia's Lantern Hunting Grounds. The goal is to reduce the risk of status abnormality while dealing with powerful Dehkia Lantern monsters. First of all, Dehkia Lantern Hunting Ground in the Ash Forest and Valley of Olin is battled at a designed location like Tunkuta and Thornwood Forest, so you can hunt independently from the existing normal hunting grounds. Olin's Valley and Ash Forest have also been changed so that the hunting can continue in the same location. In addition, in some of Dehkia's Lantern Hunting Grounds, the defense power of monsters have been reduced, while status effects have been unified to make it easier to prepare for threats. In accordance with these improvements, the way monsters appear in some hunting grounds has been readjusted. Now, I do not wish to rub it in people's face. I'm way past that. I made a video about Dehkia. I spoke my piece. People saw it as a bad take. People saw it as a far too much of an issue take, and I was a little bit ridiculed here and there, but nonetheless, let's forget about that. We all have our opinions. They might differ. In reality, the take was ground in the fundamentals of the issue, and this here proves it, because everything that I spoke about in that Dehkia Thornwood video, I got roasted. I got put through the ringer in that video. Everything that I said there, adjusted here. Moving on to the next bit. Now, a little bit of a welcome, actually, quality of life user interface change. Prolibis are really obsessed with making these instead of actually adjusting classes, but nonetheless, I'm just poking fun a little bit. Over here, this is something very good and it's more than welcome. We're having a little bit of a new loadout page for the crystals. We have a little bit more of a comfortable way. We're having a little bit of a better way to kind of, interact with our crystal presets and all, how the crystals are stored, how you put them out, how you adjust them, which one are there instead of just having the tick. You're going to have right now this a little bit of a mark just so you know what is out there and what isn't. Quality of life improvements, they're always welcome. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, a very good Global Labs. I'm sorry if I pissed you off with my Dehkia stuff. I had to get it off my chest. It's been such a struggle with this video. This video has been the thorn at my side, the bane of my existence from my previous videos that I've done. And I wanted to address it in the way I see fit. I love you to death. I hope I've earned your subscription, ladies and gents, and I'll see you soon.